good evening, Blue Troopers. Max and Max's Models here, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Father's Day. I did. I managed to sneak out to the Tarbis a little bit later this evening, get a little bit of work done. Started working on the airbus. I got the shiny metal parts for the leading edges of the tails and the wings, which would be the slats and the de-icing gear, all taken care of. Got a mast off, painted. The tail's looking fine. I didn't peel the mask off the wings because I had to paint the undersection blue, but the first thing I had to do was match the blue. And I had several different various rattle cans, and first I just sprayed them on paper to see which looked closest to the decals, or decals, depending how you want to say it. But unfortunately, none of them really looked that good on the paper, and I figured I'm going to have to hit some styrene with it. So since that Aurora World War I biplane, as you guys may recall, was missing half the fuselage, I figured, okay, this will be my sacrificial lamb. You'll probably be seeing this again when we do our next kit bash or build something out of the spares box, because I have plans. But that aside, first thing I did, since the Airbus is fully primed and painted white, I used white primer so I'd get the right look. And I tried the 3 different rattle cans, and I had to do it, really look at a different light, take pictures, and try to figure it out. And I finally decided that this Rust-Oleum 2X actually was closest, and it'll only need 1 coat. But I've always had mixed luck using house paints on models, but we'll see. So taped off and gave it a shot to the underwing area. Looked okay. Did the engines. Actually got some bubbles. So I took care of that by the bubbles, by the way, were where I sanded it down just before I had it primed, and I saw some little blemishes, sanded them down, cleaned it up, and that's where it bubbled against the naked plastic. So I let that harden a little bit and gave it another shot, and that covered it up. When all else fails, goop too much on there. Now the decals. These are interesting. They're aftermarket decals, and they tell you this is one big sheet. You got to trim the decals out closely, and they recommend you cover them with an acrylic sealer, because they warn you, probably like the TSDS decals, that they're very, very thin. So I was like, you know what? I don't have acrylic sealer. I thought about using the clear lacquer, but I got a better idea. I went ahead and gave them a generous coating of the Restorer fluid, even though they're new decals. If that can do a good job on old decals, it ought to really help thicken up the new ones. We'll find out tomorrow if I'm right or wrong. I'm going to let that dry overnight. I'm going to let the paint harden overnight, and then we'll get back to it. One thing I did was I rolled up a piece of paper and put it inside the model to work as sort of a shield, as opposed to wasting a bunch of masking tape trying to get that. And, masking tape never seals well against a thin edge like that. And I was like, no, this will protect it. One of the biggest problems I had was trying to figure out exactly where to run the tape. I mean, I know where the lines go on a Jetblue airplane, obviously, and they give you the pictures for you to work as a reference. But when you stretch the actual decal across, it doesn't seem to line up quite right. So we'll find out tomorrow if I got it right or not. That's all I have to say about that. All right, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You take care of yourselves. And as always, model on.